Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or if you like my content, you could look me up at my website, which is www.garethcahoon.co.uk. Or if you'd like to support the ministry, you can do so through PayPal garethcahoon3@gmail.com. Critical to keep demonstrations disciplined as large as possible. Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi issues call to action to the Iranian protesters. At least 36 reported killings by the regime as protests enter their 12th day now. Kurdish groups announce intent to join. Exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi issued a direct call in Farsi Persian on Tuesday calling for protests against the Iranian regime to continue and urging protesters to make a united stand on Thursday and Friday. My dear compatriots, Pahlavi said in the video statement, over the last week I have watched you demonstrate closely, particularly those that are taking place today in the bazaars of Tehran. Despite the regime's ongoing crackdown, you are resisting and it is inspiring. Pahlavi stated that the larger protests with sorry, Pahlavi stated that larger protests with more people on the streets have been responsible for regime forces abandoning certain locations, with some security officials even defecting to the side of the people. Therefore, it's critical to keep these demonstrations disciplined and as large as possible, he stated. Giving a call to action, Pahlavi asked the Iranian people to go out this Thursday and Friday, the 18th and 19th day to January 8th and 9th, starting precisely at 8 pm. Pahlavi asked the Iranian people wherever you are to begin chanting at the time, saying, based on your response, I will announce the next calls to action. The exiled Crown Prince also told the media that thousands of regime and security force officials have joined since he established the National Cooperation Platform following the 12-day Israel-Iran war last June. The platform was created to allow those working within the government structure to securely express their intention to support the opposition. Protests in Iran entered their 12th day on Thursday, with human rights groups claiming that at least 36 people have been killed in the unrest and more than 2,000 detained by regime forces. Reports also said the regime publicly executed a man accused of collaborating with Israel. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has been trying to make a distinction between those protesting and rioters, saying the government understood the actions of those demonstrating against the economic conditions, while the latter deserved to be repressed brutally. In a speech, Khamenei tried to position the shop owners and merchants, called bazaris in Persian, as local to the regime by noting their support for Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini in the 1979 revolution. However, on Tuesday and Wednesday, many bazaris across the country closed their shops in solidarity with the protesters. Protesters and government security forces clashed at Tehran's Grand Bazaar on Tuesday, with security forces firing tear gas at the protesters who refused to evacuate the compound. Some protesters even covered up the name of a street in Tehran with stickers renaming it President Trump Street, hoping to see the US president honour his commitment to intervene if the regime began shooting at protesters. In the city of Abadan, police officers gathered on the roof of a policing building, waved and shouted their support to the protesters. Abdahana is a predominantly Kurdish city, and Kurds in Iran have sometimes been singled out for repression by the regime Following Pahlavi's call to go out and protest, Kurdish groups in Iran pledged to join the demonstrations on Thursday and called for the residents of Kurdish majority provinces like Ilam, Kermasha, and Loristan to join the protest movement. Meanwhile, an Iranian police officer uploaded a message to social media encouraging the protesters to remain in the streets. As long as you are on the streets and don't leave, I give you my word of honour that you are the winners in this battlefield, he said, and we are winning. Be assured, I and many of my colleagues at work stand by your side and support you. Amid re- renewed regime fears of an American intervention, especially following the US capture of Venezuela and dictator Nicolas Maduro, Iran's military chief General Amir Hatami told the Fars news agency on Wednesday that Iran views the increasing rhetoric aimed as, as, at it as a threat. The Islamic Republic of Iran considers the escalation of hostile rhetoric against the Iranian nation a threat and will not tolerate its condition without responding, General Halatami said. At the same time, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi told the Mir news agency that the regime is not ready for a resumption of negotiations with the United States due to the current situation. The current situation is not conducive to negotiations with the United States due to its policies, Araghchi said. We are always ready for negotiations based on respect and mutual interest, but the United States government does not have such an approach at the moment. Araghchi is scheduled to depart for Lebanon on Wednesday amid US pressure there for the Lebanese army to disarm Iran's proxy Hezbollah. So this is Reza Pahlavi putting out a call for the Iranian people to stay on the streets and continue protesting. And it's wonderful to see the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps actually putting down their arms and joining the fight, because the power is with the people this time, and I believe that they'll be victorious. But they need to go into Khamenei's palace like they did with like they did in Syria when they went into the palace of the arch criminal who killed thousands of Syrian people. They need to go in like they did there and take him out before he can get to his safe place in Russia. Mind you, it would be great to see Khamenei and Syria's ex-leader having a conversation about how they run their countries into the ground and targeted the people, and Ali Khamenei and the Syrian dictator will be good friends with Putin when they're all joined together and plotting our demise. And I believe that Reza Pahlavi would make an amazing leader for Iran, and I believe that the people are with him, because Iran was a better place when the Pahlavis were in control. At least there wasn't people dying on the streets being hanged from cranes and being killed because they didn't wear their hair dressed properly. So go Reza Pahlavi, and go Iranians, strive for your freedom. It's just a cusp away from being a reality, and we need to continue the fight. Shalom. Maranatha.